Imaginal realm, mirror of consciousness. The imaginal is the place of reciprocity, where human and divine love merge. The imaginal is the place of the soul, which mediates body and spirit. The imaginal is an active mirror, where reflected symbols invite understanding. Understanding transforms us to be more of who we are. The imaginal and the soul. When the emotions and mind become still in contemplation, the soul turns to its spiritual source within the imaginal realm. This realm is not imaginary. Deep in the stillness, we can see the archetypes of our soul calling reflected in the imaginal realm. Matter and meaning are like the double Ouroboros, that is, the snake biting its tail in a double way. The soul does not function mechanically, but alchemically. We are a universe, not a machine. We ripen by error, not success. Paradox and magic are food for the soul. Even our conscious intentions are less worthwhile to the soul than receptive listening to nature and inner awareness. Our lives are alchemical vessels. Life experiences lead to suffering. When we suffer, we either move further into despair and darkness, or we awaken to soul purpose. We ascend to Prime Source, that is God, because we came from Prime Source. In all ways, our life is a bringing of phenomena down from the spiritual source, metamorphosing life experiencing, and ascending back to the spiritual with greater understanding and love. The inner and outer are one. The implicate and explicate orders are seamlessly congruent. Spirit speaks in myriad ways. The soul can choose the gentler ways of growth than suffering. Art is a language of soul. When art is founded in stillness, in receptivity, it draws forth the mystery of the plenum. We respond to beauty, which has rich resonance with the universe. It draws us to contemplation. Our fulfillment, the realization of who we are, comes from this depth. Knowledge or insight occurs when the soul spans opposite poles of inner and outer, like a rainbow. Seeing is not subjective, but a reciprocal action of soul and being, whereby the eye emits a spiritual energy that interacts with the color and form of that which is perceived and recognized. Mind and soul are twins, and so are eye and light. One cannot see without light, and the soul knows itself through heart-mind. The eye receives light and expresses soul as light. The Big Bang and consciousness. Creation has the eternal and unified qualities of the love light. The totality of time and space resides in the love light. By virtue of creation, all human souls have heart, mind, and free will. In eternity, souls know and live in oneness. Souls find themselves in time when they interpret individuality as separation from Source, that is God, the central force that drives the Big Bang or bounce and expansion may be ego separation from Prime Source and the love light. This apparent separation splits our experience into inner and outer worlds. time-space and space-time, the union of inner and outer. The rift that results from the Big Bang and a consciousness that saw itself as separate from Prime Source shifted our interpretation of perception to an emphasis on the three dimensions of space and linear time. I call this space-time. The inner world is known not by senses, but by consciousness. Unlike the space-time world of three dimensions of space and one dimension of time, its complement, the inner realm, has three dimensions of time and one dimension of space. The three dimensions of time are the instant, the cycle, and simultaneity. The interface between time-space and space-time may be what William Tiller calls magnetoelectric time-space fields and electromagnetic space-time fields. As you can see, this is his diagram. How do we understand inner experiences in the outer world? Science attempts to be objective, to explain things about the outer world. With the exception of the work of a few research theorists, science operates within space-time, including time-space only as the subatomic realm. While modern science produces valuable empirical data, its limited methods do not speak of the balance and unity of inner and outer. When inner and outer are one, there is simultaneity. The point of paradox obliterates time as merely sequence. Everything is created from within itself. We see that the source is in every center and yet everywhere, as a Moebius. Space-time has four dimensions. Time-space also has four dimensions. The four dimensions of the imaginal realm brings the total to 12 with its archetypes. For a deeper understanding of the link or interaction between space-time and time-space and the imaginal realm, we can look at all 12 dimensions using a figure 8 loop or Moebius. Tachyons and tardions. Space-time and time-space operate in opposite directions of energy flow, electromagnetic, EM, and magnetoelectric, ME. Magnetoelectric is subatomic. Tachyons are tattvas, that is, subtle energies, that move faster than the speed of light, increasing energy. Tardions are tattvas that move within the speed of light, dispersing energy into space. EM, or electromagnetic, is radiation, tardions related to space-time. As an accumulation of matter, it is entropic and increased gravitation. Magnetoelectric, the ME, is consciousness, tachyons, and time-space. Accumulated consciousness, negentropic, increased etheric binding with the intelligent matrix. Tattvas, that is, subtle energy, mediate matter, mind, light codes, and soul. How? Through dimensional shifts of consciousness. The tattvas are like ladders shifting energy levels up and down through many dimensions. This dimensional shift is accessible by inner life rather than outer life, unless the outer is seen as soul expression. Tattvas as elemental qualities. The imaginal realm expresses light and ether through the subtle energy of the tattvas. The mind mediates the senses through the subtle elements. Tattvas hold qualities of consciousness as they flow into and out of form. The tattvas may morph, as shown here, and they may manifest in weather, landscapes, plants and animals, body types, and emotions as qualities recognized by consciousness. Here you see the four tattvas and ether transforming into each other. Our weather and earth changes are reflections of tattvas on a dense level. For example, fire to water creates steam and clouds. Water to fire extinguishes fire. Water to earth creates soil or floods. Earth to water creates mud. Air to earth creates an aerating and drying. Earth to air creates dust. Fire to air creates lightning. Air to fire creates wind. Air to water creates hurricanes. Water to air creates rain. Fire to earth creates deserts. Earth to fire creates burning. The Platonic forms correspond with the tattvas. The interactions of the ether and four tattvas create patterns that eventuate as auras of living souls. Each soul integrates the consciousness and form it needs from the tattvas into tattvic fabric.